It's been a week. Good morning. This is the TBS, the True Breakfast Show, 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Today is Wednesday. Yes, we are gradually saying goodbye to the month of May, May 21, 2025. I always like to start out to say thank God for the gift of life. When you woke up in the morning, thank God, thank you for seeing another brand new day, man. Good morning, welcome to Liberia's biggest breakfast show. This is the TBS. We caught across the 15 counties. Let's have a great time serving breakfast for now, straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. So much to talk about, but in the midst of all what we do, the country first. That's why we'll say country first in the midst of war. Today's Wednesday. Welcome to the show. Life always has many things to bring you down. Life always has many things to bring you down, but what can really bring you down is your attitude. It's your attitude. Bobby Bleedy Addison with our morning motivation this morning. Good morning, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia. It's good you wish your leaders well. And I'd like to say good morning to President Joseph Yuma Boyka, President of the Republic of Liberia. Good morning, wish you well, wish you good health, wish you long life, and should I show the big one? That you will contest for the 2029 election. Yeah.
The old man said his attention is not on the next election, but the next generation.
Africa.
Yes.
Good morning, His Excellency. Human Boyka, how you doing this morning? My name is O'Neill along with Marka this morning. Yes, good morning, Marka. How you doing this morning?
Yes, good morning. Good morning to our many listeners across the country. It is great to be here again this morning. You know, yesterday I actually did not end the day at work. Yeah. I had to take a little break to work, to rest. Yes, but I'm back, thank God.
Yes. Yes, man.
I hope David Koti is doing great this morning as well. And to all our many followers, the silent listeners. And we have one silent listener in along the Kakata Highway before reaching Fender. I think it's Goshen community. Because she's an elderly woman, Ma'am Bendu Jakono. She's always following the True Breakfast Show. I remember once when we went for the community induction at the time.
Okay.
So he said, "Oh, Marka is the co-MC," and she was like, "Oh yes, I'm always following the show."
Okay.
Yeah, since that time, I got her number. Once in a while, we would talk and stuff like that. So I want to say a special good morning to you this morning, Ma Bendu, for always following the show.
Okay, Ma Bendu, good morning to you. Good morning to all of our regular listeners. You listen, you don't call, you don't text, but thank you so much for listening up to the True Breakfast Show. This is 961. Tomorrow is the birthday of our young friend, man. David Koti,
Yes,
man. David Koti, man. Happy great birthday, man.
He called yesterday and pleaded with us that we should not, mention his age, and we gave him the assurance that we will not tell the public that he will be 72 tomorrow.
Okay.
So we must stand by that promise that we'll not let the public to know his age.
Okay.
However, we want to say, David, we wish you all the best as you'll be celebrating on tomorrow. You're a good man. You've done a lot of things in this country. And one thing, look, I think David is a patriot because I've not seen in any history where David was fighting any government. Yeah, I haven't seen in any history where David Koti was fighting any government.
All government are David friend.
Yeah, so
no one government.
Did he fight any
He
government?
fired, but what government didn't look his will?
Yes, but I mean, he just left them. He didn't fight them. So the is not noted for
Yeah,
fighting government.
you don't
Yes,
fight
he just look
government.
at it and say,
He
okay,
loved to be around president.
yeah.
Yes, he always
So
loved the good
so
thing.
David will be celebrating his birthday on tomorrow,
Mhm.
and anybody who think David has made some kind of impact, you can reach out just by saying, well, happy birthday, Mr.
Who
Kuti.
have your beta
Yes,
cola, yeah?
yes, yes.
They know your
The
business now,
the
huh?
whole week of Beta Kurata.
Abbas,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, man.
And not to forget
Mhm.
Nakita Roberts from the news
Yeah,
department.
yeah.
That lady with the nice voice on the
Okay,
news will be
okay.
celebrating on Friday as well.
Yeah,
Yes, so tomorrow is Thursday, David Koti's birthday, and Friday is Nakita Roberts' birthday.
yeah.
So yes, we want to wish the both of them happy pre-birthday. And if you can reach out to any of them, that would be great. They are doing some work for the country.
Yes, great. Yes, that will be great. Good morning to our silent listeners again. The chairman, Richmond Anderson, position as silent listener chair will be a tenure ends next month. Hmm?
He did something like Papa here that ain't depending on he say
Look at
when I thought he would talk it, but talk it,
hey,
we'll remove you. Man, I'm scared. Telling you.
no LSCC, but no, you'll be
No
removed.
LCC.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this time maybe we'll look at female. For our silent list, we'll need a new female chair. A female mother, either Victoria Pabai, Binta Ability, or Mother Fatu Shaw, or Coretta Kume.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to replace Richmond Anderson. Still
Absolutely.
Hmm?
But Coretta,
Correct. No, she will not
Coretta
chair,
will not
man.
be the cheerleader.
She can be chair.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'll put somebody against her.
Eh.
Yeah, no.
They will go for Binta.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Victoria
No.
Papa Tutu.
No, they've been talking for too chairperson for too much.
The chairperson need to be soft.
Yeah,
The
chairperson be strong. Yeah.
Ah.
So maybe you'll be co-chair for operation.
What's the other woman name, man? Solomon told me, Ma Alice.
Okay, my Alice.
Yeah, Ma Alice on the highway there. Anderson needs to go.
Yes.
He needs to go. Yes, let's see we'll have this one to line up on the TBS
But
96.
our friend Pee Wee Sando's birthday.
Pee Wee
today.
Sando, oh, Dr. Sando, man. That National Disaster Management making us to forget about Pee Wee Sando.
birthday.
Yeah, Pee Wee, happy birthday. He's a big fan of the show. You don't miss the show. Pee Wee, happy birthday to you. Let's hope the Minister of Agriculture will look at the Pee Wee Sando way. Yeah, they may have a huge acre of land for farming, man.
Yeah.
In the 20 build there.
Sure.
Good morning.
But that didn't apply. Maybe if the retrap project and different projects at the ministry.
Mhm.
So the ministry will not normally just come to you. So you have to, apply when the notice is up, you apply, go through the vetting process and everything. And when you are successful, you get to receive sometime the grants.
Yes.
They will give you equipment, they will give you physical money and all of that. Yes.
Yeah. Great. Let's see what have this morning. It's 8 o'clock, the running edition of the Breakfast Show 961. Don't play with your eye. If your eye have problem, you need to stop by and see the eye doctor. The eye doctor, Dr. Catherine, is there for you. Dr. Catherine is there for you. If your eyes have problems, stop by today. You can call the Irish Eye Care. Irish Eye Care. Maybe you're driving, man. You don't even see at night good. All right, you're watching the television. Your tears start to come down from your eye. You on that computer. If the eye is misbehaving, this is not a fake doctor. It's a certified eye doctor. Yes, not a fake doctor. All right, it's a certified eye doctor. You can call Dr. Catherine on 077 530 8595 530 8595 077 530 8595. Let's see we'll have this one lined up.
Yes, so it's May the 21st, 2025. This show is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia, the biggest GSM company in the country, and EcoBank Liberia Limited, the Pan-African Bank. David Koti will join us shortly for the pre-birthday health tips for 5 minutes this morning, followed by the review of the local dailies. We will have the papers. Wamba Town CV community is the new hub for sand mining. Beach sand mining, which is not just sand mining, but beach sand mining, which gave rise to sea erosion. So we talked about that yesterday. We'll talk about it today. We're calling on the relevant authorities to take action. President Boakai met with the 55th legislature yesterday. Why Unity Party say They don't need a media. They will tell their own stories. Well, talk show all over the place. And PPCC, the Public Procurement and Concession Commission, is playing deaf ears to the call to reopen a bid for the renovation of the Capitol building. We understand that there was no competitive bidding process, and one company, they say what, Delta Construction was reportedly handpicked to do the work, and we believe that this kind of project should be open because we don't want people just placing huge money somewhere and say yes for renovation and then they go back to get 50% of it back. I want to go kickback. So the awarding of that contract should be transparent, and that's why we continue to make that call. At 8:30 to 9 o'clock this morning, a team from Mercy G Medical Center will be on the first segment of the show this morning, talking about the workings of the medical facility, expansion of the new branch in Partnersville, Keba Road, and all of that. They will be here to talk about that. 9 o'clock will bring you sports, entertainment commercials brought to you by EcoBank and Orange Liberia. 5 after 9 to straight 10 o'clock, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Emmanuel Ure Yakpagulu, will be our guest on the last segment of the show. For nearly 1 hour, we'll be talking about the recent tour, the recent compliance monitoring tour across the country. We'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about the ongoing demolition on wetlands across the country and many other issues concerning the environment. So Dr. Ure Yapawolo will be our guest on the last segment of the show this morning. In the midst of all, country first, thanks for joining us.
Yes, country first. In the midst of all what we do, country first. Yes, Liberia is all we have. Let's bring on our young friend who celebrate his birthday on tomorrow, David Coty. I'll recommend 3 soups for David Coty on tomorrow. 3 soup. 3 soup I'm recommending for David's birthday. One is a gravy. The second one is palm butter. I don't know when last he ate palm butter.
That man just eat crocodile.
Look, I rest. Man, happy new you. I was recommending 3 different soups, man.
Bro, that man just eat crocodile.
Yeah, eat.
I'm over the plan to eat jollof rice.
Okay, jollof rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to Brown Chocolate to come and do my jollof rice tomorrow. For yesterday, I passed by the supermarket and just bought mine. Uncle Ben.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I distributed 3 invitations for you on tomorrow. You'll see 3 familiar faces at your home on your birthday tomorrow morning with the band singing your happy birthday, your 22nd birthday. You're 22 years old on tomorrow. Yes, very young man. Yes.
If they are ladies, no problem.
Listen to the name, man. Listen to the name, man. The 3 names are 1.
It's all the live after the gone.
They'll have to get out of here. I'll make sure that they get out of here.
Retired General Prince Johnson.
That man handsome, he's not coming here.
The men are too tall.
But why ugly people jealous?
You already know that I am the president of the UPA, the Ugly People Association. So people like Clarence Jackson can come here. Christopher Soli can come here, no problem. And Edwin can come here, no problem. But some people like General Johnson, he will never come here. We'll be in the supermarket.
What about Richmond Anderson?
Yeah, he can come. He can't come too close. Yeah.
Wow, it's an ugly people can be jealous so much. Why? Ugly people, I say you ugly. Or I just say something ugly.
I didn't say it. We are jealous because when some people can they just snatch our things from us.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't allow that.
Happy pre-birthday, man.
But people,
Yeah, thank you. And I like the way you're standing by your promise to both of you. That's good.
yeah, sure.
You promised me 2-3 days ago that you would not tell people I'm 72, and you are keeping by that, and I like that.
Exactly, we'll do that.
Please come to it.
Okay.
Even if you don't send me anything on my mobile, I always send you something on your birthday. You know, your always public knowledge. People already know.
What kind of country is this?
What
kind of country is this? Your birthday, you celebrate with us. What kind of country is this?
He said people know what?
No, you have made it public. Not only when I send you something for a birthday, you can make it public on your phone. You can, but I will. If you don't say anything on my phone, I will send you something on your phone on July 17th. And you too, Marka, you must just remind me of the date before time. We will do the needful as usual.
I have the best birthday in Liberia, September 10th.
Well, the time is still long, but we'll do something.
Yeah.
So don't say you don't know my number. I'm going to announce it to you now, the both of you.
Okay.
0886.
Okay.
No, let me call the number that he will answer. The number he's calling, he's not going to pick up. Folks, if you won't call David Cote, I'm going to expose it.
No, hey man, say birthday number.
Okay.
Yes, David Cote.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
send it.
okay,
Call
it.
it.
Call it.
Send something on it.
Now.
Yes.
Now.
511 977. 0886 511 976. You want to send something on it? You do it. I will do it.
976.
Somebody send you scratch card and say I should not mention their name, but you will get it today.
Oh.
Yes.
I'll be glad. Hallelujah.
And that's a little.
A very strong, committed lady who believes that your health tips is really impacting lives in Liberia. So he said I should not mention her name, but you have a scratch card here.
Oh, that's good. I hope it will be an orange number. Normally, I don't use my
look at that.
Yeah, it's orange. It's orange. Don't worry.
It's orange. Oh, I'll be very happy. Thank you, madam. I don't know who you are, but God bless you. God bless you.
Okay.
You know, like those guys in the studio. All right.
Well, go ahead. You spoil the whole birthday. You don't spoil the whole birthday. Go ahead.
You are right. I don't go against any government. That's why most people call me regime collaborator, and I don't care about that. I will work with every government. Now, avocado is our topic today. This week we're on food. If you eat good food every day, you could live to be a centenarian. That is 100 years old. Now, if you eat unhealthy food, you could be led or be taken to the ICU. So please be careful about what you eat, because the doctors say death starts from the stomach. Avocado or butter pear is food and medicine at the same time. Eat it every day. I just got to eat in mine. When you eat them every day, these are the things that will happen to you. These are the benefits that you will get. Number one, you will get fresh breath. It is like a natural mouthwash. Oh yeah, you always have fresh breath. Eat avocado or butter pear. It's good. Number two, it kills bacteria. Number three, it protects against breast cancer, mouth cancer, and prostate cancer. You see how great avocado is? Some of you tell them that you're allowed to think, yes, back in the market, people here. Don't do that. You pass the avocado, buy it, and eat it. Number three, it protects against breast cancer. You the women, listen, mouth cancer and also prostate cancer for you men. Buy avocado and eat it every day. I didn't say eat it occasionally. I say every day. Number four, it gives healthy heart. You know very well that if your heart is not healthy, you will not live well. Number five, it lowers bad cholesterol and boosts good ones. Oh yeah, there are two kinds of cholesterol, the good one and the bad one. So it will lower the bad cholesterol and boost the good one. Number six, it helps make your blood flow freely. That's very important. That's one reason why you must grab one avocado every day and eat it. Blood flow. You know, life is in the blood. The blood carries oxygen and nutrients to all parts of the body. If the blood does not flow properly, you will not live. Number seven, it gives you a glowing skin. Eat avocado. Number 10, it helps with weight loss. Some of the talking the other day, they say, oh, your stomach used to be that kind of way, but it's reducing. What happened? You catching hot? I said, no. The cucumber and avocado and apple. Now, how much do you eat? That's the question. Do not eat more than one a day. Don't mind the distinctive taste, that sweet taste, that irresistible taste, and start eating 2, 3. No. When you do that, it will lead to much fat and calories, and you will have a problem. Remember this. Drinking sugar, eating sugar, you got to avoid sugar. When you drink your tea, sugar. You're drinking coffee, sugar. You're eating donut for sugar. No, stop. Soft drink, orange juice, stop. Stop eating sugar because of the following reasons. One, sugar accelerates aging process. It makes you look old. Oh yes, if you don't know that, do your research. Sugar can make you look old. The wrinkles, all those kinds of things. Number two, sugar is a metabolic poison. Oh yeah, metabolism is when food is being processed, changed into energy. But sugar can reduce that system. Number three, it leads to weight gain and fat storage, especially around your belly. Some of you see your belly hanging there. Stop drinking too much sugar or eating too much sugar. It increases the risk of heart disease. You know, heart disease is the leading cause of death all over the world. When you have a heart problem, if the heart stops working, you'll live for only 4 to 6 minutes and you will die. Number five, it leads to tooth decay. Your teeth will get rotten because of sugar. It weakens the immune system, and that can also cause problem for you. God willing, I will be back. But in the meantime, I gotta get out of here. And if any man comes to my yard, you get out of here. Come here. I had the two ladies came ready to speak to me. I said, have a seat. Right after I got through my have to go right inside, sat down to talk. But you come here, you get out of here.
David.
Yeah.
Anything that becomes too much, we got to take it by force. You understand? We cannot be here and be pampering our behavior. You be driving people, your friends, away from you only because you think when they come, they will take something from you. We are forget about that thing. I mean, sorry, labor after Deacon, and don't just go around taking things from people
illegally.
Yeah. But if I see, listen to me. I'm a very good young man, right? But if I come to your yard, I will pose no threat to you.
Okay.
But if I see people of my age group and the way they look, I could just, by me or human right, I could just defend them.
He be a desert, bro.
You finished calling the whole thing.
Okay.
I told you, two people embarrassed me here, and I'll not let another handsome man come here. There's 5 person with the Minister of Information. The man came there, none of my people are looking at me, everybody just looking at him. I said, what kind of thing is this?
But why you always have a group of people in your yard?
The yard is very big, 1 acre and a half, and that's small yard.
So that mean when you not fit there,
No, you will spoil the place. Only care for the handsome man. Look at your open to you're not coming here.
My man will get racked, man.
Yeah, man, no money.
No money, man. Now leave that thing, man.
My man, forget it. We're going to have time for me looking for handsome man. They'll need to take the money from me and give it to you.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I can do it.
I'm bringing somebody to pray for you tomorrow, your brother. You've been praying for this country. We'll still a prayer for you. Bring someone to pray for you tomorrow.
We'll bring Reverend Gadier Johnson. We'll bring Reverend Gadier Johnson, Joseph Gadier Johnson.
For the fucking church, you will pray for you tomorrow.
No, even Restoration Baptist.
Restoration?
Yes.
Just leave it. Forget about it. You can't even pray for that,
but
bro.
Controversial people can drive controversial spirit from you.
Yes. You know, African demons to drive their away. It's not easy.
You didn't hire a pastor.
Yeah, you didn't say demon get out. You know, a high-headed pastor who are rebuked because of demon can fight.
Why you and will be having 4 betacola suppliers? You think they're not demon?
Look at that. I'm about to see you, man.
So you ready to resign, huh? They were good day, man.
You gotta get out of here. What? Yeah, man. Difficulty with our health is a regular feature right here on the Breakfast Show. What's making news from the print media? 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. This is the Truth Breakfast Show. Thanks so much for following up this morning. The health is a regular feature right here on the TBS. We're trying to rumble up the papers and see what happened today. It's Wednesday. Not many papers have come out. Yes, I'm just seeing just few, but we'll do of the few we do have this morning. Maybe you can start up with from this one. Let me start up.
I think I have the
Inquirer. Many editors started making palaver already. Anyway, yes, go ahead with that.
Yes, so the New Republic newspaper this morning, the Wednesday, May 21st edition. The lead story on the front page, dead at last. And who pays for the negligence is a question mark. And this is the lady, James Etta Kume.
Yes, we did it.
Yes, well, I'm seeing a photograph here. I mean, it's a sad story on the front page of the New Republic newspaper. Stay on the front page. Reversing progress. Why the government's decision on the railway operator undermines national interest. If you grab this paper, you read the details. Free monkeypox vaccination launched following confirmed cases. So you can now have free monkeypox vaccination. They have a data quote on the front page of the New Republic. It says, when a man opens a car door for his wife, it's either a new car or a new wife. Prince Philip with this data quote on the on the front page of the New Republic. Let's go to the back page. The back page, senators fighting for Christian Muslim holidays submit bill for their legislation. I'm seeing Senators Amara Conan, Edwin Snow, and Joseph Jala on the back page of the New Republic newspaper. Still on the back page, over 500 health workers placed on government payroll. CSA boss announces, where I'm seeing nurses photograph here on the back page. Senator McGill hits back at Unity Party. The Margibi County Senator is also here. And finally, on the back page of the New Republic, Western Cluster champions youth empowerment as Tottenham Community Football Tournament kicks off. Well, it's the final story on the back page of the New Republic newspaper.
Great. Let's get out to the Inquirer. Yes, the Inquirer, volume number 34, number 86, Wednesday, May 21, on the newsstand for Fourth Library in Dallas. The front page are from one of Liberia all-town newspaper, the Inquirer newspaper favorite. 600 volunteer health workers added on government payroll is captured on the front page of the Inquirer. You can grab a copy and read the rest of the story. National Food Assistance Agency gets legislative blessing to begin operation. What sort of blessing is it? Be interested to know what sort of blessing is it. You can grab a paper and read the rest of the story. Higher warns against fraud, illegal dealings on John Hillary Tubman estate. I'm seeing the photo here from Malita Tubman is captured here on the front page of saying she's the biological daughter of John Hillary Tubman. Well, she's on the front page of the Inquirer. You can grab a copy. Let's go to the back page. Where is the back page? The back page are from the Inquirer newspaper. Men allegedly murder for the 4-year-old girlfriend in Bond County. Hey, man, what you kill his girlfriend for? Men murder, alleged murder for the 4-year-old girlfriend in Bond County. The cops is right here on the back page are from the Inquiry. You can grab a copy. EU bans cocoa import in Southeast. Senator Brown's reveal what sort of ban is that European Union have done. You can grab a copy and read the rest of the story this morning. Airport, the National Airport Authority props alleged theft of passenger belongings at the Roberts International Airport. There's a Sunday story on the back page. The CEO of the Roberts International Airport, headed by Gerald Mensko, is right here on the back page from the Inquirer. Imports is real. Keep saying yes. Let's do the can you do the Independent to be our last stop this morning? Yeah, Sam O'Dane. Sam Dean, welcome back to Liberia. Sam is fresh in the country. Yes, yeah, welcome back, Sam Dean.
Yes, let's do the Independent, the front page of the Independent. Like Ivory Coast, like Liberia is a question mark. It said like Ivory Coast, like Liberia, the troubling case of Burkinabe influx. Well, I'm seeing the presidents of Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara is here, and President Joseph Boakai is also here. While I'm seeing the immigration boss, Elijah Rufus is also captured here on the front page of the Independent newspaper. Still on the front page, Dr. Poto chairs WHO Africa Leadership Transition. Tanzania's Professor Janabi nominated as regional director. The photograph is also captured here. The editorial of the Independent: ensure peace, stability, and progress. Our challenge to Liberian leaders. Let's go to the back page. The back page of the Independent: national tragedy. Chief Imam describes Liberia's legislature. This is Imam Ali Krai here. He says national tragedy. This is how he describes the legislature. Government of Liberia places 600 volunteer health workers on payroll. Josiah Jokai, the CSA Director General, is captured right here. EPA destroys illegal structures in Johnsonville and other areas. The executive director, Dr. Yuri Yakawul, is captured on the back page of the independent newspaper. Still on the back page, NHA leads UNDP on urban upgrading mission. It says the National Housing Authority, yes, NHA. And finally, Ministry of Internal Affairs, UNDP, conduct training for 4 counties. Is the final story on the back page of the independent newspaper.
Yeah, so far so good. That's all of the papers we do have this morning. And if you're interested in the story, get on the news stand and buy the paper for 40, if possible, 50 Liberian dollars. So on the newsstand, welcome to the TBS, brought to you by Orange Liberia, Echo Bank, the Pan African Bank. The Carish Eye. The Carish Eye is a very effective eye center you can visit today and solve all of your eye problems. Visit Dr. Catherine. Yes, because of time, let's get rumbling. This Wimba Town Community CV is Wimba Town CV Community. Interestingly, yesterday I received 1 or 2 calls from those who are doing the sand mining, the B sand mining.
Okay, yeah. They call?
Yeah. Yeah, so I talked to one of the property owners, and luckily some of the sand miners spoke with me on the phone.
Okay.
Yes, so they said, well, we don't have jobs. This is why we're doing the beach mining of the sand. Then I said, but do you know the race this is going to cause for that resident in District 6 and the country as well? They said, no job, no this, that. That's why we're surviving here on the beach. And interesting to know, it's good that we're having the EPA boss coming, so we're not going to go in detail. Yes, maybe you address that as well. But PCC police, Liberia National Police, immigration have been going down there.
Okay.
And the property owner said nothing has been done. The people not even afraid of nothing. If you see the kind of beach mining they are doing down there, people are afraid of their properties. Right there that the Baptist Seminary not found from the vice president home. So they talk of me on the phone. They said, well, no job. I said, but even if no job, you can't do this kind. Do you know how many people have invested in their properties down that's going to cause a major damage? The kind of sand beach mining they are doing is unbelievable. You'll see trucks going in and out. So if nothing is going to be done, I'm hearing they are going to do a planned protest. The residents will protest if nothing is done. Sand police will go there, immigration will go there, and nothing is done. They're going to have a massive protest. But it's good the EPA boss is coming, so we're not going to go for detail.
Yes, sure. So we have the regulations and the policies on the books, so we can just use them to do what is right.
Yeah, and you're not the government. Government says stop doing beach sand mining. You have to stop. Yes. Let's get on with I'm here to see our guests in studio. The first segment guests on the Message Medical. I'm not seeing them in studio yet. They should be here by now. But I want to say thank you to His Excellency President Boyka yesterday met with the member of the 55th. Look, this country needs to be unified. That's the only way Liberia can move. And most people will say Liberia's biggest problem is that house. So the president on yesterday invited all of the lawmakers. Remember the 73, although all of them was not in person, but they were in the majority. Not majority bloc I'm talking about now. I'm talking about majority of the 55th. All right, do about 67, 68, because you have 1 or 2 are still out country due to some medical reasons. But the president met. That sound, I'm going to take this in a two-way forth. One is with meeting with the president meeting. The president agenda is to bring them together and make sure that they work in line to make a better country for Liberia. That is the mind and wisdom of President Joseph Boyka, my president, our president. Any other president who can become president, I'll say the same thing. But Boyka inviting them is to have a better country, a better Liberia. That's why he visioned. Then on the other hand, the speaker, I'm still saying the speaker is still authoritative. That's why I'm still saying for Richard Coon. The president of Liberia invited all of your colleagues on a round table. But if you go back and still want to divide all of those committees you are still forming, if you still have a division, then that call from President Boyka, it means a fruitless call. Because you need to take the charge. You never dream of being speaker. And now you are speaker today. You have to unify the house. Hmm?
Yes, yes, absolutely. You have to unify the house, and I think the spirit by which the president made a call to have the meeting with the member of the House of Representatives is because there's a need for coordination and cooperation amongst the three branches of government.
Hmm.
So, since the House of Representatives has just come through from an impasse that really hampered its operations over nearly 8 months, it
Hmm.
was just very necessary that the president called them to have, some tete-a-tete discussions as to how they can again become a one united legislative body to
Hmm.
work in the interest of the Liberian people, which we think is very clear and it's good. We appreciate the president for that, and we also appreciate members of the legislature, especially the House, who attended. We understand there were around 60 members of the House
Hmm.
who attended our meeting, and it's important. But again, we're seeing a lot of lawmakers uh, putting in for excuse to leave the country.
Hmm.
Uh, First was the former speaker. I think his excuse was granted. Now we saw
Another one from where?
two new excuse on the floor. One from Representative Yaga Koluba, who is reportedly saying he wants to go for medical, and another one from District 12 Representative Jerry Yogba, who
Okay.
is also seeking excuse for, I think, medical as well.
Okay.
But somebody is asking, why are these lawmakers taking break? Yesterday, I saw a social media post that said, well, they should not, those who want to go for medical treatment abroad, they should not grant the excuse. They should go to JFK and get treated. Hmm?
Start for JFK
Yes,
first.
go to JFK. The treatment you want to go take in Ghana or wherever you want to go. Whether Yaga wants to go to Ghana or Jerry Yogwa wants to go to wherever. If it is for medical, I agree with that Facebooker who did that post. Oh.
Just start from where?
Go to JFK for that medical. We're not granting you excuse to leave the country and go for medical out of the country. Okay, we present the draft budget to you as the legislature. You have the right to shift budget lines. If you think JFK money, small put money there, the equipment that you think is supposed to be bought so that the kind of medical services we need at JFK, and even the hospital in Tapeta, the hospital, the Emirates Hospital, not just JFK, right? So you have the power in your hand. We put the money in front of you to divide it and put it to where the needs are. So if you think you will just focus on salaries, benefits, and forget about putting equipment and medicines in these major health facilities to treat even you yourself and the ordinary Liberian people, that as soon as you have headache, you put in for excuse to go to a different country. Mr. Speaker and the leadership of the House, please do not grant that excuse. Except we see medical report that says that what is doing you cannot be treated in Liberia at all. Hmm?
Let's save it for
It
another
should be
day.
emergency now. It should be real emergency.
You're making there's a big sense you into. Yes. Start from where?
JFK.
Or redemption, right?
Then you gotta go to JFK or redemption. Even if you get clinic, government clinic in this return, then you go there, go take treatment.
It's a big one, but just in a nutshell, yes, you have said it. Maybe tomorrow we'll pick it up from there, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So just in a meaning, and if I don't say this, I'll feel trouble. Let me just advise folks from the Unity Party. You saw what Joseph Boyka did yesterday. It's to unify the country. This new show you have started called the Reloaded. For me, in my mind and wisdom, you're not doing well. The same mistake CDC did in the past is what you're about to do. Are you telling us that your officials should not come on independent platform to sit down and you will tell your own story? Is that what you're telling Liberians? You should think twice, oh. You will tell your own story, right? You mean that all of the other radio stations shouldn't talk about the mpox virus? You will tell your own story? We should be careful. I mean, this social media thing, there is no winner or loser of it. Telling your own story, throwing jabs is not a good thing. You're not proceeding well. The Congress for Democratic Change, do you know how many radio stations CDC high in this country? And they still do. They didn't tell their own story. They didn't make it to see this another 6 years. At Unity Party, you are doing the same thing. You want us to talk about and elevate. Since you tell your own story, mobile model protest, we incite the public. Is that what you're telling us? You should stop it. You will tell your own story. You want a MAGA reading news, we shouldn't put it in the headlines on development of what the government is doing, says you will tell your own story. The orders you have at night is not sufficient. You come out at 8 p.m. Do you know 19 years ago, Truth FM News at 8 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
Truth FM News been 8 p.m. for years. And people don't miss the 8 p.m. news. You have to, due to all fairness, Spoon Talk is the same at 8 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of shows at 8 p.m. So you will not get that targeted audience. That story you want to tell your own story, you will not be successful telling your own story. You should stop this thing. Nowhere in the world you see people divide the media. No government, no successful government will divide the media. You stop this thing. I thought you people should know better. You cannot tell your own story and be successful. Delon, since you want to tell your own story, you did a very beautiful t-shirt, right? Right into the year. There have been a storm there almost 2 months now. The people have been calling for a serious SOS call. Go and tell your own story right there. You are one of the most powerful senators. It's just that we don't have time. But we should stop it. If the president is making well, we will love the president. No one hates the government. No sound media institution want to be enemy of their own state. That you're not a good journalist. But if you say you'll tell your own story, then tell your own story. Let's move on, man. I think our guest here, man.
Yes.
Just pick it up. I'm trying to see if we can get there on the camera and adjust with them. Yes. Just go ahead, man.
Yes, so let's cross over to our guest this morning from the Mercy G Medical Center. Yes, and just join them this morning and say good morning. It's great to have the team here this morning. Good morning. Are you people hearing me? Yes, sorry. Let them get adjusted. We'll just join us shortly. Okay, so yes, I think they are there now. Good morning. I'm great. Is it better because people can talk hard, like politicians can talk hard? So let's hear the both of you. This is it. Okay, yes, two persons. Good morning. Let's hear from you. How are you this morning?
Yeah, we are good. We are fine. Thank God. We are doing well.
Okay, so let's do the self introduction now.
All right. So my name is James Cuddy. I'm the Deputy Medical Director for Message Health Center.
Okay.
My name is Martina Jakula, the ORC for Message Medical Health Center.
What is ORC?
Officer in charge.
Oh, okay, officer in charge. That's good. So how is the facility? Sincerely, let me say that because we have had some experience with the facility, let me appreciate the services you are rendering the Liberian people, especially the people in Painesville. Your facility is one that has been taking care of a lot of people here. So at least we have some history of the work you've been doing over the period of time. So let me say in this public manner, thank you for what you do for the Liberian people.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the medical center. How is the medical center? Tell us about some of the work you were doing there so far.
All right. So Message was established a few years ago, and we began as a clinic. And because of the demand from our patients, we thought it wise to turn to a health center. So we requested the Liberian Medical and Dental Council that we have the capacity that we're able to operate as a health center. So the criteria were set up for us to meet, and fortunately for us, we did. And now we are fully accredited to be operated as a health center. So at that point, some of these things that we were told to do is one, should have an OPD, that is an outpatient department where patients will come in and go out.
Okay.
That is, we come go through registration, go through screening, go through laboratory confirmation, and go to the pharmacy, get their drugs and go back.
Okay.
Another thing was you have to run a full inpatient services. That is where you're going to have some cases that are more serious. You are not able to handle them in a day, or you cannot allow them to go home. You have to keep them there. You should have all of those people taking care of them, the nurses and whoever is supposed to be there. And then we are also able to meet that. We are running our service 24 hours. We were asked to have an emergency service, and we were able to put that in place. So we are running full emergency service there. We were also asked to do some operation, and we have that operation theater there as well. We also do PPR, that is the expanded program on immunization,
Okay.
where children are fully immunized. We are also running our services there. Yeah, so those are few services that we are running now, 100% at the facility.
Well, I know in everything we do, there are always the ups and the downs. What are some of the issues that may serve as maybe some challenges to the facility? You want me to talk about that too?
You want it again? Okay. So some of the challenges that we are having at Message G, Message G is a privately owned facility.
Okay.
It's being funded by a single person. Everything must come from his wallet before anything has been done there. One of the challenges that we have is having things being done that require funding.
Okay.
And then, in as far as the government is concerned, you said you want to run this. You are privately owned. So the government hold it on to you to run a place. So the proprietor got to be pushed to the wall to provide those materials or those services that we need, those materials that we need to run the various things I just spoke about. So that's one of the challenges when it comes to drugs, when it comes to equipment, when it comes to salary. Those are things that are not joke. Those are challenges that we have every day.
Okay. We understand you are trying to expand. Tell us about this expansion you're trying to do.
Yes, we are trying to expand. This expansion came about as a
Are you
result.
trying or you started a
Yes,
branch somewhere already?
we established a branch already, and we will start full operation on the 26th of this month. That
Okay.
is, we do the dedication on Sunday, and it will start full operation on Monday, the 26th. But this is how it came about. We have patients from everywhere, not just Dupont Row. Patients began coming from different places, and the demand of those patients in the distance got us bringing, let's say, thinking about establishing a branch. We have patients that are coming from Ganansville, Biot, that is Banansville, Shoe Factory, Diggsville, all those places, and you have patients coming from around the Corwell and those places. And imagine somebody is living from Diggsville to come for treatment way to Dupont Road. It's not a joke. So we were asked, how are you thinking about us? So we went back to the drawing board, and we thought that I think it's good that we have a branch somewhere, at least to satisfy our patients that are coming from those distances. So we look around, and we found a suitable place at Bannersville being stopped around Keba in there. And then we got a place ready. Just a few months ago, we began that work, a month or two, and all is set to get that place dedicated on Sunday and start operation on Monday.
Yes, but oh, I see. You care to tell us when that place is fully established and launched, as the deputy mentioned, what services do we expect there as well? Is it the same setup at Dupont?
We really try to do more than that.
Okay.
The first thing we are going to do, when the clinic were established from the beginning, we try to do it on a clinic level. But
Okay.
looking at the capacity of the building, and we decided not to do it on the clinic level, and we decided to carry on to health center. And we invited the LMDC. Before you open a place or you establish a place, you have to invite the medical and dental council for them to go and see the place. Whether if you can operate as a clinic or operate as a health center. And when they went there, they saw the place and they gave her the go ahead. So now we decided to carry on as a health center and not a clinic. So we do operation as well. We do OPD, which is outpatient, inpatient. We do immunization. We do delivery of all kinds.
Okay. So
And then you were saying something for Message. And that place is called Message Medical Laboratory and Health Center Annex.
Okay.
And the one that is in Duporo here is Message Medical Health Center. Like you were saying, you did not mention something I want to bring up.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so when you were saying it did not mention about the delivery aspect, so that's why I want to make point on that. We do delivery, but where we are not able to do that delivery, that you need surgery, and we provide that surgery for the patient.
Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about the Keba, the Bartonsville Keba branch, the new clinic that you're about to open there. So I was asking, what is it going to look like? Is it going to be the same setup as the one here in Dupodropins here?
So I think Keba going to be, I don't know, a little bit better,
Or bigger?
bigger, and a little better than what we have to Duporo, because Duporo was like a fast track project.
Okay.
But for Keba, there was a little time there. Duporo, when Duporo began as a clinic, they did making very fast
Okay.
to upgrade to a health center because of the heavy load of, let's say, the heavy patients load that we were receiving. So it was like upgrade in less than a month, just like that. But Keba, we took our own time. We took like 2 months. We set up the place, and the facility is even bigger than the facility we have in Duporo. So we're going to be better at Keba.
Let's look at the services you'll be providing in Keba.
Like she said, the same services that we are running here is what we're going to do in Keba. That is, we're going to run the OPD fully, the APD, the surgical services, immunization. We're going to do family planning. We're going to do antenatal care, labor, postpartum care, and just like that.
Okay. Let's look at your capacity in terms of human resources and all of that, because you have this setup here and you're carrying another one to Keba, recruitment, all of that. How far are you with that?
So RMDC has its own regulation on who needs to be there at the health center. So at the health center, it requires a medical doctor to be there.
Okay.
So similarly, like we have in Dupont, we're gonna have a medical doctor there. You will need 2 screening rooms that should contain professional people, either a medical doctor as well, or a physician assistant, or even more than that. But you should have at least one. So we're gonna have that as well. We need registered nurses. Registered nurses must be there. You have, for us now at Keba, we have more than 13, 14 medical, let's say registered nurses are there already. And then we have a medical doctor, a physician assistant, and then we have midwives, and then we have nurse aides are going there. So in total, we're gonna have like around 24, 25 staffs at our place.
Madam OIC, what do you want to tell the people in the Keba environment, Barnesville area? What do you want to tell the people around there about the new facility?
So I want to tell the people at Keba to turn out, which is the opening will be on the 25th of this month, coming Sunday. And then I come and see what they have requested for from Message. We have people that were coming from this way. We have people that are coming from as far as Douala, that were coming to Message Health Center, and they brought that to our attention. And we are established of what they requested us to do. So then they come and we'll invite them. We are inviting all of them to come and see the opening, which will be on the 25th, and they are welcome. They can come. On the 26th, we start full operation.
On the 20,
On the 26th, we start full operation, and the opening is on the 25th.
are you relocating you yourself? That people say 1 year.
um, I'm not relocating, but I'll be there.
Okay. Again, the gentleman there, is there any message you want to send, like Mafina also did?
Yeah, so what we want to say to the people around the Ghanasville in there is, you requested for a service, or you requested for a lot of services that we are offering here. Can you bring a clinic into our clinic? Plenty of them requested, will you bring a clinic there? Now we decided to do it like, or we decided to make it with a health center. What we are asking them is, we want you to come around, come and see what you are requested for. Let's work together. We are going there not to serve as bosses. We are going there to serve you, the community. So we expect a lot from the community, and the community also going to be happy with us because the way we decided to work is the same way we are doing at Dupont Road. That's exactly what we're going to do there. Nothing going to change. Nobody going to change. You're going to see some of the faces will be there. Some will go this way, some will come this way. You're going to see that we're working up some days. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you want to give the clear location of the facility?
So we are located at Bain Store, the road that is leading to Keba,
Okay.
where they used to have the old Renaissance Entertainment Center at that exact location.
Okay.
In that building. That's a building that we renovated and we're going to be using.
Okay. The building are hosting Renaissance?
Yes.
Okay. They are not a place though.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Yeah, I think Mavina know the place too before, even before I went there. Yes, but again, we're talking to folks from the Massage Health Center or Medical Center, if you may, talking about their expansion, new branch in Keba, Bartnesville, calling on people who used to travel distances to come to the Dupont Road branch. Now they're taking one to or one very close to you. Now that you can get all of the services that you usually get from Dupont Road. So I think yes, it's a good news. But if you have any question you want to ask concerning the location, the services, you can call and they will answer you on this show this morning. This is the Truth Breakfast Show on Truth 96.1 FM. Call 0770202579. 0770202579. This first caller, good morning.
David Coty, my name.
Okay, David.
Yeah. Let me say many thanks to your studio guest. This is what we're looking for in this country. You know, most people go to college and graduate only to work for government. And the main reason is to steal, period. But you are doing something to help the country. I have one or two questions for you. Number one, what's the difference between a clinic and a health center? And maybe if you can go a little further, in a hospital, can give me the difference there? Because we hear that some people say, well, we're a clinic before we go not to a health center. Tell me the difference. And number two, when it comes to decentralization, the one you're doing now, establishing it here and there, don't you think you will have problem in getting those real qualified and competent nurses and doctors? It's not just about employing people. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. It's not just about, oh, okay, yeah, I got your frontier over here. Yeah. Are you going to take time to get the qualified and competent? You know, there's a difference between qualification and competence. You can come from school, you're qualified, but are you competent to do the job? Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, David Coty. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to my family in studio. This is Prince Benedict calling from Tuasan.
Okay.
I want to appreciate those people. I call them my family because my wife was in Pinde at the Massage Health Center, North Benedict. They do good service there, and I really, really appreciate. And even the preparators herself says, Mercy, thank you for the expansion. Thank you for. I got my people in that Banner area that used to come there, and now I recommend them to the service I've been taking to them. I want them to come there because release have come to them. Let them turn up to really, really all of the services that were there that are being to Road, and they are even being improved more than the one that's being to Road. I'm even jealous now. Maybe there was my daughter will be going there for treatment. Yeah. So I want to appreciate them. They came and Prince Benedict. They were my only queen was born.
Okay.
They provide good service there.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince, for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay. You can do the same by calling 0770202579. We're talking about the Mercy. What is it? Is it Mercy Health Center?
Massage Medical Health Center.
Oh, okay. Yes, so that's what we are talking about. But you want to respond to the first caller, David, who asked about clinic, health center, and hospital, what they are, what the difference. But before that, let me take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. How are you? Your name? Where you join us from?
Okay, I'm calling from Boulevard,
Okay.
SKD Boulevard.
Okay.
Since you guys are opening a new area, they're going to take in a PA. Do you need a PA?
Okay. They will answer you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. This person. Oh,
Good morning, Marka.
good morning.
Thank you. This is Abby Cook from Willow Community. We appreciate your studio guest. My question has to do with intensive medicine. Well, normally go to so many facilities, they will do it and you will be buying medicine. Are they different equalities of medicine? Is we want to go there and receive the full treatment. We know that it costs money.
Okay.
When you get the medicine in the hospital and when you pay for it, it's better than putting prescription on people to go outside to go and get it. Or call delay when you carry a patient. Are they equipped in terms of medicine?
Okay, equip. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pick another person. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I want to say thank you to the family for their extension. Once upon a time, I visited tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
the health center, and I saw the care, the facilities, and the amount of competent staff they have there as well, most especially in the lab department.
Okay.
So I want to thank them so much for the expansion, and I hope and I will talk to all my family and when I get around Banatio, we all be visiting the facility.
Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good morning. We're fine.
My name is Frank Cox. I come from People Road.
Okay.
Yeah, Message G is a very good clinic. I visited it before.
Okay.
But the only problem I have with them is I went there at night, and the time I went there at night, they never had security. So the only thing I think the recommendation I can do to the management is
Security.
I think voting for a security firm will help them because when I went that night, no security. Same message, they were acting as security there. And it's not good, it's risky for them. But for the services, they got a very good service, and I'm proud of them.
Okay.
But then they need to work on the security aspect.
Okay.
Effective service, security needed. That's it.
Yes.
So far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, a PA. Yeah, normally, I already actually call it OIC. Medical Care Olivia.
Yeah. OIC.
Yeah, OIC the PA. Yeah. So, what time on Sunday is the official opening on Sunday?
Sunday by 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, what of time? Any other thing you want to say? Let's start out with Mevinanja, Koli, before we can close up. Yes. And
Cooler. The madam
cooler.
is cooler. Yeah.
Cooler. No, the PA is Koli.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. 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 So, Melvina, yes. Any final word from you?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say thanks to the True FM family for giving us the opportunity to be here today. And somebody said, I think one of the callers asked a question concerning the prescription. At Message G Health Center, I can assure you that we don't give prescription out to patients to go and buy medication. Whenever the medicine is not available, we make it available before you leave the facility. Even when the doctor is upstairs, he will call, do you people have this medicine? And by the time it's not available, you go look in the twinkling of an eye. That medicine is provided by our bosses. And because we are on top of things, we don't give prescription out to patients. And for the security aspect, we are going to go to our bosses, we'll discuss with them, and we'll work on that. Yes.
Possible time.
Sure.
Yes, I didn't hear you making mention of someone is listening now, and the cost. Is this a clinic? I know medicine is not free, but are you so costly that an ordinary patient will want to have a walk in and will find it difficult in terms of doing labs and treatment?
No. Our labs are affordable, and the medicine is very, very cheap as you think you can. You can buy it. Even you get 1,500,
Mm-hmm.
you can get medication.
You get a medication. Okay. Yes, Pierre Colley, James, let's hear from you as we try to close up.
All right, so I want to talk to what Mr. Koti concerns, or I want to talk about that. He was asking about the difference between a clinic and a health center. So, Mr. Koti, a clinic and a health center, the permits are given differently because the services are to be run should be different. A clinic is a little lesser than a health center. A clinic will not be given a permit to actually do an admission or a surgical services no. But for a health center, you're going to have surgical services, you're going to have admission, I mean inpatient. You also need a doctor on call all of the time at a health center. But a clinic, you just need a coverage doctor that whenever you have an issue, you need to get some ideas from him or some other things you call him over. And then another person talk about whether we need a PA now. So our recruitment has already ended actually. Yes, we are. Yes, it has already ended already. The new place. Yeah, yes, we have already done that. But if you have anybody, the person can write, we'll have it on paper. We don't know what's the future hold. Maybe if we need somebody one day, we're going to go into the file and then we can call the person up. But 25 each. So Tupo Road 25, we already have that, and Kaba 25. Yes. That is excluding administrative staff or support staff. That is only for clinical staff. Yes, that's what we need. Yeah, so far, I think my final let's talk about the others, the prescription issue. There's one of the issue we have at Message G. Most of the patients will come, they want to go with prescription. I think some that are listening to me, we have some issues 1 or 2 times doing your lab, everything. Yes. They said, I don't want to do my treatment. Can you give me a prescription? I said, one reason I always want for drugs to be here is because I don't want prescription to go out. I don't want somebody to say, if you go to Message G is giving prescription, there's no drugs. That name is not going to come here. So for that reason, every drugs that need to be used here is available. If it is not available, like she said, the moment it is prescribed for you, before you go through your payments and other things, that drugs is on ground. Yeah.
Yes, Sunday 2 o'clock. No, did I say 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sharp. Great. Thank you so much. Thanks to the rest of the team. 25 active staffs. The vetting process is done. It's done. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's go for a break. We hope to bring on an EPA bus. We need more. Medical centers across our countries. Other countries, like I've just from Ghana recently, almost every community, every district, you'll find out you have well structured, good medical center there. If the cases are above, then they refer you to a bigger hospitals. But that's how it should be. And we'll have the ones we want to bring on. We should make sure whatsoever medicines, the thing, they are well good. Now people can take. But I want to say thank you so much. I want to wish the team at the Message. Thank you so much. We look forward. You hope to expand in other counties. You're done well in Monserrato. You're in District 4, and now you're moving to District 11. Years to come, you want to expand in Mangibi, in Grand Kidma, in other counties. Thank you so much. Let's go for a break. I'm yet to see the EPA boss yet, but let's have a brief out. The show is brought to you by Echo Bank, and of course, Orange Liberia is proud to be associated with the True Breakfast Show. Let's take this brief out.
Fellow Liberians, this is the kind of bridges along the way. So we are trying.
trying to get on camera. Thank you so much. Happy anniversary to for Life Zoe, 9 years of being existing in our country. Congratulations to the team at For Life Zoe. Yes, we have the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Yuri Yakpawolo, with us on the last segment of the True Breakfast Show. Let me see if I can get him back on camera. Yes, of course, they are good to go. Live from Studio B. From this end, good morning to both of you in there.
Good morning.
Good morning to both. Marka, you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning to both in there.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
But I think the guest here is Dr. Yapawolo. So we'd love to say good morning and welcome to the Truth Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Marka, and good morning, O'Neill. Nice to be here on your platform this morning. I follow sometimes. Thank you for all you do for our country. I appreciate being here this morning.
Okay. Yes, I know you've been out of Monserrato for a couple of weeks. Seeing the real environment that you are managing. Yes, but I think it was a great move to actually go out there to see exactly what's happening across the country. But let's appreciate you for that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Our mandate cover the entire country. So sometimes we get overwhelmed by meetings in Monrovia, international travel. It became very clear that more need to be done on the ground. So it's important to get out there. And I went there and I experienced myself what the environment like.
That's great. So just people who can go to details about the compliance monitoring tour and maybe the ongoing demolition exercise and all of that. But as firstly, we understand that the EPA has relocated. That was some months ago.
Yeah.
Tell us what necessitated that.
Well, when we took over the EPA as a regulatory institution, the building the EPA was occupying was not conforming to environmental laws of the country.
Okay.
I think that's the main reason. Besides that, it's a small building, it will not contain everybody. Offices crowd up, and then I think quite difficult to renovate it. I don't know what has been happening since over the last 20 years the EPA been in there. And then immediately we make the choice to move so that we get into a more environmental friendly building, a building that is conforming to the laws that we do enforce. So we set up to raise funds, and we are able to do that. And we're moving into a building now, the Bright Building, Twin Bright Building up Mamba Point. It's very beautiful. We're renting two different buildings at the whole facility. We have one at the front, one at the back. This time, everyone is combined together. And so we can have more oversight in terms of people coming to work on time, leaving on time. We can engage more instead of having two different buildings. And right in our compound, we are building 100,000 laboratory for our chemistry lab, our environmental lab. We're building a very modern lab. And then I think the construction going over 60% now. So yes, very nice. And the employees are liking it. They really appreciate it. Many of them did not have offices or good offices to sit in. I travel around and see them relaxing. They're appreciating the EPA for adding kind of value to their work. You can go in their offices now and feel that you are really in the office as compared to the old building. However, we are very grateful to the old building owners. They allow us to be in there for a very long time. So that we are very grateful and we appreciate allowing us to use their facility for such a long time too.
Well, what are some of the new things you brought to the EPA? We know there were many others who came before you, who served before you, but the leadership of Dr. Emmanuel Yuri Yapawulu and his team, what new can you say you have instituted at the EPA that were in there?
I practice a specific kind of leadership. It's called servant leadership.
Okay.
I teach it at a graduate level. I study it, written about it. And so it is that leadership I practice in all of the places I work, in all the places I serve as leaders. The servant leader is really the one who puts others before himself. The servant leader care about the welfare of the workers. The servant leader is more concerned about how do we work as a team to get the level we want to be there much more collectively. It comes with transparency, it comes with greater level of accountability. We introduce those in the EPA. So at the EPA, our finances are managed properly following the environment, the financial management laws of Liberia. At the EPA, every Monday, the senior managers have access to the account. Why? Because the controller will read the weekly expenditure and weekly income.
Senior management have access to
exactly.
the EPS account? That is strange.
So what I'm saying is that every Monday, the controller will read the expenditure, the income, and the bank balances at our senior management meeting every morning and email those balances to all senior managers. So they have access to it. They have any question about it, they can ask.
Is that backed by any policy?
Well, if it is, the PMF law is not calling for that specifically, but it is our way of taking the law further to ensure how transparent we are. And by doing that, you eliminate a lot of questions, right? The senior manager are aware of the finances, even if we're going on through financial constraint, we can discuss with them as we have been doing. I did this at the Salvation Army Polytechnic where I served as president. The school did not have any money at all. In fact, they asked me to become the president when I took over. There was not much of a budget. But that transparency allowed the dean to work extra time. Because there was no doubt, if there was no money, the dean said will not take pay, we allow the faculty to take pay. Why? Because they are in the know of the finances. And then allowing people to speak out. This, I'm hoping that we can incorporate this in our governance system one day, wherein you put in the boxes, grievance box, innovation box, write anything not certified. Even against another employee, you don't have to write a name on it. Call that grievance. Anything you're not pleased with, call that a grievance. How you want to move the institution, call that innovation. Put those in the box, and we read those comments. Those comments are so important. And not only we read it, we actually take action. Where we need to do investigation, we do investigate and get to the bottom of it. We may take action, but not only taking action, we actually have employees meeting and post a comment. You said this is what we're doing about it. You wrote this in our box. So building that kind of relationship is extremely important in terms of governance system. And by doing these things, we see a workforce that is highly, highly motivated. I see senior managers are working overtime. They're taking up extra responsibilities. They're not only working now for pay, but they're owning the work. And we see the inspectors. For instance, before then, sometimes inspectors will go and submit a report of violation, nothing will be done. That weakened the inspectorate. But the inspectors, their report are being acted upon. Like we talked about yesterday when we demolish a property that is constructed by the Chinese somewhere. I don't know how many $1,000 they put in that, but clearly in violation. When we start to find companies and the rest of it taking action, the inspectors going after them, making sure that all their recommendations, when we follow all the laws, we institute and implement the recommendation. So we see that the inspectors are extremely motivated and they want to work harder because they know that they have a backing and they are not afraid to do their work because the EPA or the director or the deputy director and those of us heading the EPA will not interfere with their work. So these things, I think, many more we can talk about, but we see EPA that is much more robust, EPA that is much more working to restore environmental compliance in Liberia. That comes with a lot of challenges as well, but we are doing our very best.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go out of Monserrato now and talk about the compliance monitoring tour that you and your team did recently. I think we spoke to you 2 times when we were out of the city. Tell us the background about that tour in the first place. Is it something that happens annually, biannually? What is it?
Well, this is something that happened or that's supposed to happen annually. I don't think some were conducted in 2024 due to the transition and getting to know the entity. But they have conducted nationwide environmental monitoring in the past. So this was one we were going to do. But this was the one that the executive director himself was quite involved with it and actually went in the field. We divided the country into seven different teams. We got 3 EPA vehicles and rented 5 vehicles, about 8 vehicles over a period of 2 weeks. Managers and team, police officers and police officers were with our team. On each vehicle, we had even my vehicle was used for standby in Granger. In case there's a breakdown, my vehicle will go for, my pickup will go for rescue. And so we transferred the entire country. In the report, we're working on the report, will be coming up, the state of the environment as it relates to what we saw. But I want to say that, we are losing a lot.
The country?
Yes. The country is losing. The country is losing money. The country is losing resources. Because in the mining sector, the illegal mining activities are too much. In terms of what our grand crew, what our grandchildren, and many other countries, nearly all the countries are affected by this mining. Illegal mining activities. Not only that they're mining illegally, and when they are mining illegally, then that means the government is not getting any revenue, but they are destroying the waterways. They are diverting creeks. But they are aided by the locals. That's the whole unfortunate part about it. So it's a whole social problem that we as a government will need to get involved with it much more. Because villagers, some of whom are affected by poverty, it'd be good for somebody to go there, just remain for somebody to go there and say, maybe I give you 5,000 every week or every month. Like $1, that's a big money to be able to shield these people and give them place to mine. And the mining activities there, they are not in compliance at all. Class C mining, artisanal miners are not that regulated as compared to Class B and A. Because it was assumed then that Class C artisanal miners are using shovels and diggers, human labor, and so their impact on the environment would not be, as grave and devastating as Class B that use heavy machinery. But that is not the case. In this conversation, we're going to be having now with the Minister of Mines and Energy, who we're working very, very well. We have a good collaboration there. The reason is Class C miners are turning themselves into Class B. How? A group of Class C miners will get together and go and hire excavators to go and excavate their area to make the work easy for them. But the moment the excavators start to work, it's no longer a Class C because the impact is very, very big on the environment. But the way you regulate them, if you have to ask them, some of them that get a license is Class C. It's not B that's supposed to go through certain processes, right? So I think it's problematic right there, but the mining activities really, really serious problem.
So like you will continue, but we've been reporting on some of these issues, pictures coming from places like Bapolu, even the southeastern counties, Grand Crew and other places. Again, Liberians are seriously concerned about this belief that the resources are being taken away and the country is not benefiting like it's supposed to. But now that you went and saw some of these things firsthand, what do we expect?
Uh, Enforcement will continue, and greater level of enforcement will continue. For instance, we now have established an office, kept trying to finish it up in Grand Crew, where we now have present before with a motorcycle, with the help of the UNDP. We have also now have an office in Grand Crew, so the Grand Crew and River G. We are strengthening our office in Maryland as well as in Sino. We just have get a Yamaha motorcycle to Sino. So with those kind of enforcement going around, we expect greater level of enforcement. And what we did was, as we move around, we give citation. We give citation to companies that we permit, but we observe their operation not in compliance with the conditions of their permit. We give them citation. We also gave citation to those who don't have permit at all. So this was data gathering. our small team and working rapidly could not like say they're attempting to enforce in the field.
Okay.
Enforcement require a lot more logistics and how to do that. But what we did was basically a research tour to take statistic of what is going on and to see and take pictures and then take GPS coordinate of those areas that we can put it on our computer while sitting in Monrovia.
Okay.
Put the exact location. So to GPS coordinate all the areas. And we map some of them, we did drone with some of those areas. And so we now have the data, we'll compile our report. And when we get that done, we start then to enforce the laws as the need be. We start to enforce them. You will see closure coming, some area will be closed. So you see some fines being imposed. A lot will happen. However,
will you start to do that after the report from the tour?
After the entire report, which is not too in the distant future, in the next week or two, that report I should have a draft before me. Okay. So we're not talking about long time here. Two of our team members in the enforcement department, as soon as we came, they went to Sweden for some other advanced training. They are not here now, and the manpower needs of the EPA is pretty low, really, really low as compared to what we did, right? But what to do now? We can't say because low, we're not doing anything. That's why myself, I'm so much involved with it because all hands on deck. So we'll start to enforce it. The other problem, which we started to talk about now at the national level, is the Bokuna bees. And yes. The Bokuna bees,
there's serious concern about that when
exactly. You're in the county. So in the southeastern counties, mainly Grange there, River G, Maryland, and now part of Nima and the rest of it. And we're even told that they have made their way into Riverside. So the Bokuna bees are enormous. I mean, the estimate, anything you're going to estimate between 40,000 to 60,000 of those people.
In country.
Yeah, and they are mainly young men. And some of them under age. A lot of young men, and their method of cocoa planting is to come and live in the forest with the cocoa. So they're not going to do cocoa nursery and stuff like that. They're just going to plant the cocoa seed in the bush, clear around a little bit, and be thinning it until at some point they begin to knock the big trees from over their cocoa. And I went to a community and interacted with community members. They did not allow me to speak to any Bokuna bees because they were hailing them. And they told me that, since they came here, no more hunger. They plant rice, they plant not rice, but yam, they plant pepper, and the rest of it. So we get in the land, they cultivate the land, they give us 40%, they take 60%. For a contract of 15 years, and after that, we'll sign another contract for 10 years and no. So the locals are the one also, many, not all of them, but many of the locals are the one that bring in the Bokuna bees. Okay. There are also officials that are bringing Bokuna bees to work on their farm as well. They say Bokuna bees are industrious people. So for that reason, they're coming in. It is creating enormous amount of land conflict because those areas land does not belong to one person. So if Bokuna bees come and we are extended family and give me some money and I sign the people, I say this is it, or even verbally, it goes in the bush and start to work. Then another family member comes and says, no, you're not supposed to work here. We're going to be angry. I have already signed. I have already had a contract. So you get moving here. And then sometimes violence is shown as a result of that. So there are inter- and intra-family land conflict on the increase because of this issue. I was told by authorities in Granger that a delegation of Afroans came across the border to advise the Liberian government officials and say, be careful with the Bokuna bees. We're not allowing any Ivory Coast anymore. They came there before, but we do not have good experience with them.
So be careful of them.
Be careful.
So that should be an advice to the governor of Liberia.
Yeah, our experience with them is not nice. So be careful. So it's a very big information. So that issue, I think it is. We have raised sufficient, since I came back, we raised some sufficient information in the corridors of the government. And I think there's a high level discussion ongoing as to how to deal with this problem. As I speak to you right now, there's a high level discussion going within the government circle. Not just from our report.
Level.
Yeah, not just on our report, but previous report, right? Previous work that went done. What about the FDA? What about the LRRC? What about the Liberia Immigration Service? What about from the police? You know, yeah. But one thing also to emphasize is that, and as a Liberians and the EPA director playing that dual role, there's a less government present in the interior.
Okay.
There's less government present. Whenever you don't have government authorities present somewhere, a lot of things fall off. People don't obey the law that much. Since are figuring out things by themselves, they're less present. So there's a need actually to increase maybe the police force, to increase what are the budget will allow them to do that, immigration, EPA ourselves as law enforcers, FDA rangers. There's a need to have an increased presence because my experience is I did not see increase. I saw a very limited number.
Okay.
The distance between Grand Jude and Sino, I was driving through that, and the boundary between Grand Jude, there's a gate there, a makeshift, one single police officer. One single police officer. How can that person enforce law in that area? So there's a less government present in terms of security at the places we're talking
From
about.
your major observation.
It's problematic. In fact, that's what we're talking about.
So while you were en route, the superintendent of Sino County said, when he visited Sapo National Park, those who are there said, well, almost 10 years now, they are seeing someone from central government. I mean, what needs to be done?
I traveled to a county and one official, and because I have not asked for permission, I will not call their name on the air. Got me to speak to a lot of people. Please speak to a lot of people. I said, why I'm doing all the speaking? Thank God you are here. The people here feel isolated. They don't feel that they're part of Liberia, actually. That's why you see them interacting with articles and the thing that they buy here, blah, blah. They feel so when one single government official comes like this from Monrovia, we want to showcase them as much as possible. So that's how it is. And what are illegal money? We drove miners, we found them last year, 400,000 from Bapolo, and discovered them. They vanished. We don't know where they are. We discovered them in Grand Cru. And to discover them, you have to drive and park the car and ride a motorcycle for more than 2 hours to get to a location. And the damage the cost over there is even more than the one they're dating Bapolo.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? I see that Africa has stepped up its rules. The Ghanaian has stepped up their rules. Every other country around, or in terms of their security and what they're doing in terms of Liberia is vulnerable.
So I'm here thinking about did you
this
travel all alone, or you have men and men with you? Because I'm here looking at this kind of thing you're explaining.
So if I get into one of the villages where the Bukana bees are, there was this information. Do not go there from Tapeta, with Tapeta, start getting the warning. They have calices, they have shotgun, they can do this, they can do that. And I look at somebody and I said, let me tell you something. You don't know what you're talking about. If EPA director cannot visit any part of Liberia, it's problematic. And the law says we can go any place at any time without permission. I say I will go anywhere. Whether they get gone there, if you're staying there, they shoot me and die, then that's it. But you cannot say EPA director cannot visit an area because it's dangerous. I said, what are you telling me? And they all were surprised. So I went. I had police officers. I have police officers with me. We asked the Liberian National Police. They assign armed police officers on our vehicle. Each vehicle has one. Each vehicle, out of the 8 vehicles, each of them have one armed police officer. I had two cars. The other people in the so I have two armed police officers with me. So they were with me and airplane went. But this is how sometimes the fear is in there as well. To say something area are violent, don't go there. The Sapo National Park is a special case. It's urgent. When that park was created in 1984 with a purpose, is a treasure for Liberia, for our generation and generations to come. That park is hosting one of the fewest. It used to be first 25 biodiversity hotspots around the world. I think we increased the number a little bit now. That park is hosting one. The entire world used to be 25 biodiversity hotspots. Entire world, that country, that park is hosting one. There's enormous benefit for that park. Tourism, to the carbon market we're going through, and lot. That park is being occupied by illegal miners from all categories. They are Ivorians, they are Liberians, they are Ghanaian, they are Sierra Leoneans, they are Guinean to occupy the park and have their mining communities named after countries around the world. Iran, Iraq,
At the park.
Afghanistan,
That's how they name it.
America,
Wow.
and the rest of it. Some of them they have had their own rules. Women cannot visit their camp. So this is dangerous. And they are there mining illegally, damaging our park. This is unacceptable. We can't allow this to continue. And so this again, I think FDA had done some work there before there's report. The Superintendent Sando had done some work there before there's report. So the government is discussing the in-government circle as to what to do with that type
so
of
Dr.
application.
Yakwa, with what you have seen firsthand, don't you think this call for greater collaboration, especially amongst the line ministries and agencies, talking about the FDA, the EPA, the Mines and Energy Ministry, Land Authority? What discussions are you having?
This is what I also am seeking to do, and we sought to do while on the visit. For instance, when we visited, especially me in a county, I was able to have meeting with county superintendent and all those you call. The head for agriculture, the head for mines and energy, the head for the land authority, immigration, police. I chair meeting in each of those. And this is exactly what we talk about. One was to assess from their perspective the challenges they face when it relates to the environment. They spoke on the scene I'm talking about here. And then I say, how do we move forward? And we're discussing a way of collaborating. Since there are limited resources, we can't keep working in silos. For instance, let's say the police they have one pickup. An EPA officer, FDA officer who all join and go on a patrol. So it's not like one single person that is much more vulnerable to go in a dangerous area. But when they get there too, each person is responsible to do their part of the job. You understand? An EPA officer can easily detect chemical pollution or what chemical company are storing somewhere, environmental degradation. They can easily detect that as compared to ordinary police officer because they're not trained in that area. But the ordinary police officer can also look into law enforcement much more broadly. FDA officer can look at forest degradation, animals poaching and all of that. So
immigration,
immigration can look at can ask for documentation if a foreigner meet a foreigner, right? These are discussions we started to have. These are discussions we are having also at the national level. But all in all, what is seen to be is that countries around all are implementing their law much more strongly. I think, in all fairness, we are not implementing ours the way it's supposed to be because government capacity is just low in those areas. And because of the vulnerability that are created, lawbreakers from around the countries are finding their way here. And if we are not careful, this continue for a long time. We'll have problem in the future. And even to raise revenue for our country, we'll have problem.
So
and then our poverty will continue.
We saw even pictures that came from your own tour, the huge pits dug all in the forest by these miners. I mean, the land degradation, you talk about communities exposed to erosion or flooding because of these kind of activities of these. I mean, what sort of urgency are you attaching to this matter?
It's urgent. What are the big economies they are coming in the matter of planting cocoa and the land conflict that have been created in the southeastern part, particularly, is urgent. The degradation that is going on in the mining sector and everything, these are all urgent matters. But we raise it up to the government, raise it up to the national legislature. What a budget is being reviewed this year, if budget has been reviewed, they need to think about this. and put some money there to deal with this problem. And dealing with the problem for me is complex. It's not that complex. We need to have huge security person. I mean, in the absence of security, all things happen. So having huge security person is important. We need to have conversation with local authorities. So the Minister of Internal Affairs and all the way to change of land coming to town chiefs, they need to be instructed clearly as to in their jurisdiction what they should allow and what they should not allow. In their jurisdiction, what they should report immediately, right? There need to be a very clear instruction to them. Again, that enforcement. Everything we're talking about here is violation. People only come into compliance when you enforce. So violations are taking place. We need greater level of enforcement. That enforcement has to do with, greater level of capacity in the police, in the EPA, the FDA, local authorities. There needs to be greater level of investment in terms of law enforcement. Let's get the situation under control. Then we'll figure out later on how to do it. Like for instance, we don't evict the park. We need to take the illegal people from there. That might require not only the police but the military. All right. But when you evict them, what do you do so that over time again they're not back, they are not smokable by in? It means that the park rangers need to be increased.
The park rangers?
Yes, I was told they just I think little over 20.
In the whole park?
In the entire park. And they are not armed. I spoke with some of them. They are extremely vulnerable. They can't even literally, park rangers told me the minors, illegal occupant can restrict them. Because hey,
where to go and where not.
Yeah, that you're coming, you can't cross it.
Talking to the rangers.
Exactly. Because what? Park rangers get guns. I mean, not park rangers, but illegal minors get guns. They get deadly weapons. Park rangers have nothing. Their numbers are less. They don't have the logistics.
So are you recommending?
So there's a need to have increased park rangers, but there's a need to arm them. I think countries around, or I'm told, their park rangers have armed. I mean, law enforcement from America, from Ghana to Sierra Leone, everywhere, it's serious matter. It's serious matter, and we need to do that. It's extremely important. So I think, but there are also some good things that are happening, right? So it's not just the difficulties and all the crazy stuff we saw. There is the road infrastructure.
Okay.
There's improved road infrastructure. And for all the places we went, I think one of my team vehicle got stopped one place, but then they
which country was that?
I think out of between Grand Judah and River Says, not the main road, but branching off the main road to go and inspect the company, a much more difficult terrain. But the major roads are all pliable. My vehicle did not get stuck anywhere because I was on the main road.
You're going to install a mining company, or which company was that?
Until I get back to the data, but somewhere in the night, the vehicle got, but they were there for a few hours and then they left. However, there's improved condition on the road. The road between Grand Judah to Sino, there's a company working on that road, by them. Just everywhere we saw road marker, from just nearly everywhere, we saw some form of road reconditioning going. So I think that is a good thing, really, to talk about in terms of what the Minister of Public Works and all those are working on that project. What the road fund is helping that, but we really saw improved road condition. Pavement on the other side, from Plebo to Apple, that side is paved, it's beautiful, but a lot is happening in terms of road construction and road reconditioning. So that I can say. Then I can say that there is a community eco lodge that been established at the buffer of the park.
Okay.
In Sino, it took me almost an hour to walk footpaths together, and it's beautiful. And I met two British there, they are tourists, and two young guys. We had a good conversation. But I'm told by I think Wildlife, WWF or something Wildlife Foundation, they're supporting that. I'm told this is a community kind of support. How do they raise money from there to support the community? But that eco lodge is beautiful, it's natural, We only advise them to come into compliance by making sure they get an EPA permit, which will give them very easily, because everything they're doing there is beautiful. I saw it. And so those are good things. So we need increased activity like that, because we have the National Tourism Act that been passed now. So again, that's one area that we can raise revenue. I think $100 to sleep there per night, I'm told. But it's beautiful. So there are some good stuff happening. The county officials I spoken to, everyone were paying attention to this thing much more seriously, right? I didn't see somebody trying to walk the conversation or trying to be lackadaisical about it. So I think there's a willpower on the part of at least local authorities that I spoke to move this thing forward. But I also try to inspire them, to try to take matters much more seriously than always depending on the central government. Why? I told them this is true. Central government doesn't have money. I always made the comparison with the University of Wisconsin system I graduated from, and it started the same time you all started. They have their budget of $2.5 billion today, and then our country budget had not even reached $1 billion. So there's a serious. Those of us who are in, are in the development conversation, nation state development, we can say that Liberia is extremely poor just by looking at the budget. Just by looking at the national budget, you don't have to use any yardstick. You can get look at the national budget and say the country is really poor, and that's true. So I'm trying to say, then you have to innovate. Then where you are, and I told him once to the mayor, I said, what about the city? People are paying taxes in the city. Have you looked into that? Are there law? What is the law that governs the city? Because why is it that property taxes are not paying the rest of it? And how are you going to money to run the city? You know, everywhere people pay property taxes, those taxes, a percentage go to the city. It's very distributed. And that money is guarded, is not corrupt. And we see city government being much more functional. But you're going to be waiting for you to be in that little budget all the way in Monrovia. That is not anything. So I'm saying that, be innovative then. You got to find create a way to get the work done. Because if you continue to rely on the central government, maybe it'll be difficult for you to come.
Yes, maybe it will be difficult. Let's talk about one of the venture or enforcement that you were recently concerning trying to prevent people from backfilling the wetland, building in the wetlands, and you are carrying on demolition all over the place. This is one thing that several people who came ahead of you struggle with, and a lot did not succeed. Where are you getting your strength from? Or your motivation, if I may say?
I think, my folks at the EPA, they can say more about my strength and my motivation. But personally, about myself, I really deeply believe in law enforcement. How many times have I talked about law enforcement since I sat down here today? You hear that word come from
more than a dozen times.
Yeah, many, many times. I believe in law enforcement. Of course, John Gongo, of course, is a mentor, right?
Yeah.
Council Gongo is a mentor, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody mentoring you, you have to follow the person lead. But law enforcement is a major problem. In fact, just study the United States, Western Europe. You study Eastern Europe that are doing a little bit well now, and Southeast Asia, and you come to Africa. One thing that is very clear about developed nation and undeveloped nation is that undeveloped don't enforce their laws.
Undeveloped.
They don't, and because we
Undeveloped don't enforce the law.
Of course.
Liberia could be one.
Of course, that's why you see the impact. That's a clear data.
You can't repeat for the ordinary listening now. We just some very important.
Yeah, it is important. One thing, if you study nation state and why nation failed or why nation developed, one key learning thing is developed countries do enforce their law. Let me tell you a very dramatic one that happened. When President Trump took over and decided to post stop to USAID, the moment he signed that executive order, all USAID thing issue halted. In fact, at EPA, when USAID program was supporting some of people, they're going to Nigeria for learning, they were on their way to Ghana, and the Roman said, we can't sponsor them anymore. You understand that? We have to take money from the EPA to send it for them to continue the trip to Ghana. It is serious. But one thing is we don't enforce our law. So when you ask me where your motivation is, my motivation is coming from a deeper level of enforcing laws. Because I know that the day we can get to a point where we actually enforcing our law as they are written, will develop. I mean, in 10 to 15 years, we will develop. Because those laws are not written for nothing. There are issues they were written to address. And failure to implement those laws is like then those issues that the law are written to address are not addressed and they are impediment to development. So that's the motivation. And to show you an example, what happened yesterday, I'll call our friends name on the air here. That is the Chinese. It's bad what they're doing.
Mm.
On Johnson, when you're going to Portland Road, almost reaching the turning point in Johnsonville, somewhere there on your right, they started to fill in the swamp on day 1 or day 2. Somebody alerted me, if I'm a drought, told me about it. And I drove there and I said, stop. This is a swamp. You can't do this. I told them, stop. At the upper of that area, there's a big international school there called Multi-International School System.
Yes, Multi, yes.
That place that every year it can get Florida students can go to school. This is damn party people are doing this stuff. So I told them to stop. Not only that, the following day I sent the inspectors there. The inspector, when they instituted a formal hot order, those people did not stop. They pivoted in filling it at night. We invited them to the EPA. It took a long time to even identify who they were. But they came. We conducted all the studies and told them to stop. Yet, quite recently when I drove back, not only that they filled the entire area.
Work was still going on.
No, not only that they filled the entire area, but they have constructed a huge fence trying to enclose the entire area. The last Saturday I was going to Nema, I stood there and made a decision that by Tuesday, one single block of the thing will not stay.
There'll be a demolition. Government is talking, they are still working.
So then we went there yesterday and one single brace is now up. We knock everything and flatten it down. But not only that, we discovered another area right above it, foundation in the middle of the swamp. They say that church, that. We knocked that foundation down. We knocked everywhere down there yesterday. And we went to Jacotown area that were marked in the past. We flattened everything as well. And we're not doing this in isolation. This is government approach. Thank God we have good people in government that are willing to support it. So this is in close collaboration with public work that will provide the equipment, their manpower, and the rest of it. And the last time we did, I'm a police academy along with the SKD Boulevard, and we'll continue. Everyone is involved with it. So the Morville City Corporation, the PCC, Mines and Energy, the Land Authority, it's just a whole government approach. And we have this type of serious backing in government. And so I think you get a little bit of leadership thrown in there, and you see the work is being done. And then a little bit of finances thrown in there, and you get the work is being done.
So just besides these structures being erected and the EPA going to break them down, someone is concerned. What can the Environmental Protection Agency do in the first place to ensure that people are not even building in the wetlands in the first place, that they will know strictly that they are not supposed to do that? Maybe can we talk about public awareness? Can we talk about educating people on the laws? I mean, what can the EPA do?
And this is where we need a collaboration. So we have developed a kind of drama like. So I think maybe this week or next week, you'll see us bringing it along your way here. With media and other media outlet. Help us in terms of playing the drama, so jingles and the rest of it. Let educate the public more and more and more. But to somehow the public is also very informed. It's just like, again, lack of law enforcement and people taking advantage of it. Really. We will continue to educate. We want to form partnership with you and other media institutions in Liberia. We're doing some of that work with LMDI John Cully. We carry on debate. We're doing different things. We're moving into communities. He has a beautiful sound system. So move that into the community and communicate with the people. We are doing it. And we want to increase it as well. Even with the limited budget we have, Again, as I said, money not in a way. So when you give me dollar, I try to make maximum use of that dollar. That's really why it is. So we can't come and sit and be crying, money, no money everywhere.
All right.
So the small one we get, we use it. So we're doing that. But we're taking action now. Hopefully people will listen. Because the thing about it is you go and start to build. You saw you're not supposed to build in the slum, you're doing it, you lose your property, and that's a big expense on you. Like we're doing it yesterday out with a team in Jokotan area. There was another foundation we knocked down. The owner came, that send your market. I have not carried anywhere. So please don't you don't break it down. I say, if you're not carrying it anywhere, then let's break it. Because you're not going to carry it anywhere. You're saying that same with market, you are not adding, you're not going to carry it anywhere, right? So then it need not to be there. And you stood there yesterday with damaged its foundation. I mean, it was sad, but I mean, enforcement of law had nothing to do with sorrow. It's really what the law says should be done.
So let me give your
buying
attention to
the wetlands, and those who are selling the wetlands, who is committing the most offense?
Every one of them. Those who selling, those who buy, those who buy filling, they are doing the wrong thing. The truck drivers, we get caution in the truck drivers, and I said that in our press statement yesterday. And please, truck drivers union and authorities at the Ministry of Transport, you will help us. Do not haul red dirt until you get EPA permit. Okay. Not you as a driver requiring a permit, but where the dirt is being dug from, ask for the EPA permit that allow them to dig that dirt. Ask for EPA permit that allow you to dump to where you're going to dump it. Because development of that nature and every development requires EPA permit. So if that happens, then we'll see that they will not hold a dirt. Of course, it's difficult for us to get permit to dig a dirt. It can be allowed in certain situations, but the criteria are very stringent. But even to dump it in the wetland, the bar on that is really hard. And a lot of people cannot meet the bar. You understand? And that is why we're asking them again, hold a government approach. Let's talk to one another and back one another. So if truck drivers are not serving a conduit for hauling the red deck during the dry season, those songs will not be filled. But one way the union can help us is to ask their members to ask for EPA permit. Say you say I'm a holder there. Do you have an EPA permit? What is that? You understand? Where I'm going to dump it also. You see it? So the land question, I have been told by the land authority, and they can clarify this. And please get in the studio here also to clarify the land question. Water, wetland or swamp land, water is for private owners. I have been told over and over that it's to be used by government. It's not a private land owner.
Okay.
So you cannot privatize it. But even by you buying it, it still doesn't give you the right because the environmental law forbids you from constructing on it.
Okay,
that's a regulation.
Wait, the regulation. We're running with time. Yes, quickly. But what are you doing about this issue of beach sand mining? It's becoming a normal habit now. I received quite a day or so. The Battle Seminary around the Wemba's town and some other area, beach mining sand. People selling the sand from the beaches around. What is the EPA doing about this?
Again, those are some of the violations. Mining sand is a specific thing. There are some companies that are mining sand that are permitted by EPA. And before you do that, environmental impact study is done in that area to see the level of damage that will be caused, how that's going to be mitigated, right? But there are a number of them that are also doing it without permit, and those who are doing it without permit, they are in violation as well.
Without permit.
So we are getting a lot of the complaints. We're working on it. I'm hoping that the vision we have for the EPA will be realized. We have very less manpower, and because in logistics and giving a hard time as to how to track all this in a real-time fashion. If, for instance, let's say we have the 73 districts, right? Let's take the electoral district for that matter, right? We're asking that we have 4 officers assigned in each district with 2 motorcycles, right? 2 inspectors, 2 awareness officers. The awareness officers are the ones that carry on the education. The inspectors are the ones that are inspecting and enforcing. As a bare minimum, if we can realize that, right? Then we'll be able to collect a lot of data and we'll be able to intervene quickly. But not like Maserati. I don't know how many inspectors we have on Maserati. I think it's about 12 or so. You know, the whole of Maserati. You understand? You see how the strength is low? They are overworked. So to track all of these, it become problematic again for the limited number of manpower.
Well, people are looking for a job now. Why you can't give people a job if you need to upgrade manpower?
Well, it's not just giving people. In fact, we don't even want to volunteer at the EPA. People have come to the EPA, they won't volunteer. No.
Okay.
We don't want people to volunteer.
Yes. So that was crest of time, and yes, we,
Well, I mean,
we just go. Yes.
we require to pay them. They got to pay them adequately, and they have to be trained. Not just workforce, they just get a big number, and productivity is low because you don't have money to pay them. That's why volunteer. We don't want volunteer. People are kind of say volunteer, say no. Okay. We are scientific and powerful institution. We don't want people coming there working for free.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll scrap of time. So we'll have to take at least maybe 4 or 5 calls quickly. We just been seeing of our technical some technical adjustment to make shortly. So we don't want to be on and just go off the air like that. So let's pick few calls up 0770-153-265
and 0770-202579.
Yes, great. Yeah, the Euro Yakpawola is our guest as well. Let's do a minute per call. More than that, I'll let you go. Good morning.
What is the issue where I guess it is the importance of the agro swamp? What is the issue to protect the agro swamp?
Agro swamp, yes, we get your question. Not more than a minute. Morning.
Good morning, and let me say good morning to Marka and to the guest studio at the Yapawolo. My name is Aloysius P. Flomo Jr., and I phoned me this morning from Lower My TV. Only this morning I called to just appreciate Dr. Yapawolo for the job done at the EPA. Look, we have, to wake up in Liberia. You know, the EPA was like sleeping. I listened to him from the initial stage, and he said it. But looking at him going deep in the county, in the rural part of this country, without a fear or favor, I think it's a good thing, and other government officials to see him and even lay the kind of example. Thank you, that I use Yapawolo.
Okay.
Great. Yes. Get from the end. Go ahead.
Yes, let me take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning to my son.
Good morning.
About you to the Joseph where you discussed the Joseph where the Chinese guys feeling is the swamp. Well, they still working there this morning. I still see people working there, so I don't know if you just break the place. We all enforcing the law because you say you broke the place down yesterday. Even the church that back there. So I was going to church. I found it difficult to park down there because the whole place was like that was river. And so I think the commander needs to put more effort because the real teaching will give hard time to that place. Because one Saturday rain, I went to church on Sunday. I found it difficult to pass and preaching the two horses that on the road, the free they give. All that you can get way to pass. So you just all implementing the law. I want to mission that you have to implement the law because sometimes you see people here, only people will leave from very close to the Chinese guy. The first time you stop them, people for your institution when they took money from the people in my presence.
No, can you prove that?
Okay.
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 But thank you. Let me pick lastly for my end. Yeah, go ahead.
Marka, good morning, and thank you very much for your studio guest. This is Nicholas Baxter. I'm calling from Fender.
Okay.
I highly appreciate him for his leadership role, his leadership ability. What I want to speak on is that, let me start with the Burkinabes. 40,000, not small number. I would suggest that they get in touch with the leadership of the Burkinabes and let the government get to know about them, since they say they carry on their little farming, so that maybe one way or the other they will have to feed They should just be known. Then the second one about the failure of the swamp. You know, the Chinese or whatever foreign nationality is, or they come with a mindset. So I'm very happy if it is true.
All Liberian people themselves are building the swamps around here too.
So I'm happy the way he's saying it, if he can enforce the law, because what they are doing is that they don't care. They do know that the government will do nothing about it. So therefore, for me, I suggest and I already back him, I support him.
Okay.
The second last thing for me is that the recruitment, well, more manpower. So I think the bar you raise, in as much as it is good and professional, there are people going around the city looking for work. So you can maintain the bar, get those people and see how you can train them and get them on the field. So thank you once again, Marka and O'Neill and Dr. Yuri Yapabo. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Like our last caller, quickly. Morning.
Good morning, O'Neill, Marka, and Mr. Dr. Yapabo. Thank you for taking my call, and thank you to the doctor for being up in the studio there. You know, these illicit miners and those who are making illegal farming, doing illegal farming in our country, these people not only taking jobs away, they are making us poorer. They are taking their monies and taking it back to their countries. They are not actually registered in Liberia in any way at all. They are breaking the law right in front of our faces. So I thank you, doctor, for going and checking that out.
Okay.
When it comes to the ecosystem, where these people are just damaging our mangroves and wetlands, I would like for the doctor to please make note of this and take it into serious consideration. If you drive the Route 3 highway, it is pretty clear when you come to Shelton Town, come down the hill from Monroe direction, and you will see what I'm talking about. You got a truck stop there now. They are loading the area with dirt and driving the swamp. On the right-hand side from your direction, you will see that they are brushing the area, I think on both sides, as a matter of fact. I have been to the EPA when Wilson Tapper was Mr. Wilson Tapper was there. Nobody paid me attention. It almost seems like if you don't work for government in a big position, nobody listens to you. I don't have the time and power to galvanize people to come out there and protest, because I don't even really care about protesting. I just pray that those people who are responsible, like you, Dr. Yaparo, will pay keen attention and listen to my voice. And I'm speaking on behalf of many, many people. Please come down this way and take a look. They just brushed the area and they added more cornerstones on the right-hand side when you're coming from Monrovia. So I appreciate you very much, and I know you're going to do something about it. Thank you, O'Neill. Thank you, Marka. God bless you both. Thank you for taking my call.
Great. Thank you, Reverend Lakia. Yes, it's 10 o'clock. Let's listen at least for the next 2-3 minutes before going off the air. Yes, Dr. Yapolo.
Well, thank you. The last caller here. Thank you. Thank you for reporting the situation. I also asked if you can follow that by a letter to my office, just the EPA director, and where I can describe the situation. That will really be. It will help us in terms of being specific, because the violators are also really many, even around our areas. And one way that we are dealing with this stuff is like people like you, what I send in an email, sending WhatsApp messages, just finding information, where we can reach or where we are not, and report it. And every single thing that I report to the EPA, we do make a follow up with it. So thank you for that. The other one about the inspectors taking money in front of this lady, it requires investigation. We have our grievance box. Citizens can also write and put in it. So can you come to the EPA, the grievance box, write more detail your experience and put it in there? We'll investigate. I would doubt if my inspectors are taking money from people, because right there, that are the inspectors involved with that situation. I have their report. They were so thankful yesterday. They said we came here the last time, the people almost beat us. In fact, one came to me and said, "Oh man, power is really power. For us to foot here, the people almost beat you the last time. And for you to kind of break this place down today, you make us proud." One said it right before me yesterday.
Wow.
And to say that the compromise, if the compromise, they will not give me the kind of report they gave me, even though I'm sorry for myself, but we are a scientific institution. We can only operate on fact. Seeing that one, but I authorized it in the gaming report. Drone pictures, the whole analysis of the environment, not just anything so small. So they will not take bra and they do that type of detailed kind of study, and that we're acting upon their recommendation as the place should be demolished. So and I don't expect them that, but that's the information we don't want to ignore. If you give us detail, we'll also investigate that. I think I think the comment is pretty much general in terms of what I described. The mangroves are important, what we're doing about it. And we carry on the awareness, we carry on enforcement, and we appreciate the guy who appreciated us as well. But before we run out of time, gentlemen, Harper Port is threatened, okay? One of the areas I visited, I don't want to leave without saying about is the Port of Harper.
Okay.
If we don't do something about the Port of Harper in the next 10 years, we'll not have that port.
Mm.
Port of Harper is threatened by sea erosion.
Mm.
It's vivid.
Sea erosion.
Sea erosion.
Okay.
It's a smaller port, but it's beautiful. But it's been hit really hard by sea erosion. So we're going to be working to see what we're going to do for climate financing and the rest of it. But we're calling the government attention to that port specifically. Greenfield Port is threatened, but it's not as bad as Harper. Harper is much more emergency situation.
Okay.
So something needs to be done there. We don't want to lose that port. It's at the other far end of Liberia. But we can get goods over there very easily. We don't want to lose it. So it's threatened by sea erosion. Sano Port, there are issues that need correction, but it's not as dire and serious and urgent as compared to the Port of Harper. And we'll go for the Liberian people to be aware of it.
Well, thank you.
So far, so good. Look forward again, man.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and that collaborate more and educate our people. But thank you for inviting me this morning.
Great. Thank you to Technical. Thank you so much for holding on. We should have been off air by now due to some technical adjustment. We're making our broadcast, but want to say thank you to Dr. Yuro Yapaodo. Thank you to Marka Davis on the other end. Thanks to technician Milton Kula for holding on. We're going off the air and make some adjustment. We'll be back. True Breakfast Show will return on tomorrow morning, same time, 7:30. On behalf of the entire team, my name is Oni Roberts. Have a blessed Wednesday. Bye-bye.